I refuse to give my friend a pricey wedding gift. She didn't take it lightly.
Cha-ching.
Am I the a-hole for refusing to get my best friend a wedding gift? I, 23 female, have known my best friend, 24 female, let's call her Maria, since we were babies. We have been inseparable our whole lives, and she's like a sister to me. We both grew up in a poor area, and our families struggle a lot with money. By the way, this comes from Standard Passage 7787, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. So, we're both in our final year of college now, and I don't have a lot of money to spare. I have lots of student debt, and I work 2 jobs to have enough money for food and rent, etc. We both go to a very prestigious college, so we have worked very hard to get to where we are. Around 6 months ago, Maria met a guy at the shop she works at called Mike. 33 male. They started dating pretty quickly, and Mike is a very rich.
Oh.
He's the definition of living off daddy's money.
Oh.
At first, I was a little bit skeptical, as obviously Mike is quite a bit older than her, but she seemed happy.
Yeah, they're like, it seems like they're about to graduate, so she's probably like 22.
She's 24.
24.
He's 33.
Ah, I see.
After a month of them dating, Maria had changed a lot. She was missing lectures and tests to go on last-minute holidays to Dubai, Paris, New York, etc.
Oh.
And always coming back with designer accessories. After 3 months, she moved in with Mike, which upset me as I had to sell our shared apartment because I could not afford rent by myself. I thought they were moving very quickly, but I didn't want to seem jealous or petty by bringing it up. Around a month ago, Mike proposed to Maria and she accepted. I was happy for her, but after she told me her plans, I was shocked. Maria's dream since we were kids was to work for NASA, and she had worked so hard for this. She's taken internships there and was planning to apply there for next year, but her new plan is to get married, graduate college, and move to LA with Mike and become a housewife.
That's what he turned into me for. Riley's like, comment.
I thought you were ready.
I wasn't. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, if she wants to, go for it. But yeah, that is, I do see where OP's coming from. It's like, hey, like, it's giving, you're giving up the dream for the guy.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Well, for the money.
For the money.
For the
and
lifestyle.
maybe, potentially, I would guess, to maybe acquiesce to his vision of what he wants her to do.
Yes. I think that, you know, obviously, if this is what she wants, that's her decision. But I
Yes.
think from OP's standpoint, it's like you are changing who you are and who I know you to be. And it feels very sudden, and maybe there's a lot of worry that OP has.
Yeah.
The wedding is planned for this December, and it is the most lavish, expensive wedding that you can think of. Her bridal shower is next week, and she has asked me to be her maid of honor. While I don't approve of her plans, of course I said yes. She's inviting me and some of her new rich friends she's met through Mike to the shower, and she made a group chat with all of us in. She sent us a list of the presents she wanted, which took me by surprise, because this list included designer items and luxury furniture that I could definitely not afford. The cheapest was $550.
Oops.
And OP's 23.
And like working 2 jobs to be able to afford everything she's doing right now.
No.
And she should understand because they both had
They both had that. Like, how could you not understand that?
Oh boy.
I had planned to get her something sentimental and personal, not designer brands. While all the bridesmaids were discussing in the chat what they would buy for her, I messaged her privately and apologized that I wouldn't be able to buy anything. She completely went off at me, saying that my financial issues shouldn't get in the way of her wedding. They're not.
She's right. But why are you making them your problem then?
Literally. Like, they're not at all getting in the way of your wedding.
Sorry, girl, you're not going to get the $1,200 toaster you wanted on your freaking website.
Ay. I got pretty upset at this, as this isn't the Maria I've known my whole life, and she is well aware of my issues with money. I told her if that is the way she's acting, I wouldn't buy her anything at all. She's removed me from the wedding party chat, and I've had several angry messages from Mike and the bridesmaids telling me what a horrible friend I am.
Oh.
I'm feeling very conflicted about whether I'm in the wrong. Am I the a-hole? And there are some comments, but what do you say, John?
You know what? Friendships and the relationships that matter most to us, Not about money.
Not about money.
Not about gifts.
No.
Not about material things. It's about
love. Friendships aren't about the gifts that you guys get each other.
Right.
That's not a good friendship.
That's not it.
It's certainly not about spending $550 or making your friends spend $550 on you.
No.
She doesn't have the money. Like, you know this. You were in the same position as her until you got this like sugar daddy.
And I love the idea of the sentimental wedding gift because I feel like it's like the classic trope of like Riley said, like the $1,200 toaster or whatever is like the wedding gift. But like thinking of something like it's the probably the most important day in so many people's lives, and it's like you make something really special to kind of commemorate that moment. It's beautiful.
Yeah, one time I was talking to my friends about getting someone a wedding gift, and I was like, let's get them a gnome. And they completely shut it down because I thought it was like super like, you know.
A gnome?
A gnome.
What?
I was like, hey, we should get this couple a gnome. And basically this gnome is like, hello, this is Mr. Troublemaker. And this troublemaker gnome always leaves the door open, or always leaves the toothpaste out, or always leaves the cabinets open. So you must blame him for all of these little mysterious things that happen around the house, not each other.
And that's the only thing that you really get them?
Yeah, I was going to, and cash. I was going to put like some cash at the bottom of it.
A gnome and some cash. And he's
Who
like,
would hate that? Who would hate that?
Maybe we just stick to the registry for that one.
What? That makes... Why would you not like that? You are giving them some, like, you know how much less stress around the house there's going to be?
Blaming the gnome?
It sounds like Mr. Troublemaker left out the cup again.
Well,
oh, Mr. Troublemaker put the shoes in the doorway. We must get on to him. Instead of like, hey, why'd you do that?
So it's just passive aggressive.
It's not passive aggressive. You just make fun of light of it as if like, okay, these are little things that don't matter at all.
Got you.
To defend Riley, like, you know, because cash, especially like if the couple is like,
pull. I'm making a poll. Keep going.
I was defending your idea.
Good.
Because it's
I'm
like
coming after Sophia right now.
Cash can be a great gift.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it's sometimes like you're like, I wanted to make it more personal. This is a way to like give cash, which in many cases is a great gift, and have something sent to. You've put some thought into it, you know.
So you're going with the gnome, John?
Me personally, no. But
I was gonna get you a gnome.
I'm just saying it's not the gift that I'm going to get. That's all I was saying.
So if I get you a gnome in cash, are you going to be pissed at me?
I will love it. I would absolutely. I'm not joking. I genuinely.
But how much cash would you be happy with?
Well, you know, I just want the sentimental stuff, honestly.
So you just want the gnome? Gnome, no cash.
I am low-key uncomfortable in a way, like receiving, like I don't want. For me personally, I don't want gifts.
You guys heard it here first. Just get John a gnome.
That's all you need. Truly, that's all you need.
But there is a little bit more.
It's not supposed to be super passive aggressive. It's supposed to be light. Like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this gnome put this out there. And you're supposed to make fun of it.
Oh, the gnome. Prudent Border 5060 says, not the a-hole, but your friendship is basically over. Her values have changed. She isn't the same person anymore. And honestly, there is some massive red flags in her relationship. You cannot help her in this regard. It's time to let her live her life the way she wants. Your lives aren't compatible anymore. She is placing a gift over your shared history and what your friendship means. To be honest, being a bridesmaid is very expensive, and with her taste, it will be even more so. It sounds like she's putting having an expensive lifestyle over her own dreams. I think you need to do what's best for you. Do not go into debt for this wedding. I would decline being a last of the wedding party due to financial reasons. If she is a true friend, she would understand. Falcon Mean 720 says, yep, would not be surprised if Maria wants a week-long luxury bachelorette in Turks and Caicos or something just as extravagant. Prudent Border 5060 says, yep, honestly, there is no way OP could financially handle her expectations. You have to love the guilt card, though. Her old friend is only too happy to spend other people's money. But if it means so much to her, she would cover the costs.
There you go. Make Mike put up the money, okay?
Yeah,
Money
Mike can
man.
buy you all that stuff you want.
So rich.
Capty Colton says, not the a-hole. She dumped you with a shared apartment that you can't afford and then is mad you can't afford things. And your financial situation shouldn't ruin her wedding? Like, what? Does she think you're out here being poor just to spite her? She's like, stop being poor.
Stop being poor.
I know you're doing it on purpose.
God.
Does she think you should just fall behind on your bills and skip a few meals so she can have a fancy handbag? This girl doesn't care about you, and she's made it very obvious. And there is an update. So let's just dive right in.
Well, let's go.
15 days later. Thank you everyone for your comments. It has been 3 weeks since I dropped out of the wedding party, and I'm still getting calls from Mike and the bridesmaids.
Whoa.
At that point, block 'em.
Yeah.
I spoke to a couple friends and asked for advice, and like a lot of comments said, they advised just to be there for Maria and try to reach out if possible. I messaged her last week asking to meet for coffee, and after being left on red for a few days, she agreed. I spoke to her explaining my concerns about the marriage and why I decided to drop out of the wedding. She stayed silent through all of it, and when I finished, she broke down in tears so badly she couldn't speak.
Oh.
I took her back to my place, and once she calmed down, she explained what was really happening.
Okay, this is something was happening.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I said, Mike lives off his parents' fortune. Turns out his parents had a deal. He could only continue using their money as long as he got married by 35.
Dude.
Okay, great. Give me half.
Wait, he had the Princess and the Frog deal. I think Princess Naveen was supposed to get married to someone, or he was. Yeah, I don't think he had like a due date. He was just cut off. Maybe I'm misremembering. I know he got cut off though.
It's like you need to marry someone to keep the money, baby.
Yeah, interesting.
Wow.
Does she know that?
It sounds like she does now.
Yeah. Did you know that before you guys got married?
I'm gonna guess.
Well, I guess I don't know if they have been married actually.
By
yet.
the way, me and my parents have a deal. I got to get married by 35, and I'm 34, so
Can we do this? Can we wrap this up?
Let's go get it.
As he was quickly reaching this deadline, he found a young, pretty girlfriend and rushed into marriage so he could continue living his luxurious lifestyle. Maria found this out at a family dinner back in July. She tried to confront him, but he threatened her with taking all her money, leaving her jobless and without a place to live. That is the basis of a healthy relationship.
Yeah. Hey, wife, I want to make sure you're homeless.
Mike's parents also have a prenuptial in the works, and Maria confessed she has been stalling it as long as she can. She also explained to me that the bridesmaids and new friends had been picked by Mike as daughters of his father's friends, and they all made fun of Maria for being previously poor. Because of this, she felt like she had to change, hence the dramatic personality change and expensive registry. It all went down after I dropped out of the party. And real quick pause. It seems like OP got curious and found some information out. Yeah, I think that, you know, when you notice your friends having this really abrupt change in personality, just like, you know, check in. If they react poorly, that's not on you, but check in with them. See if everything's okay.
You never know.
Yeah.
You never know 100% what's going on or what's happened.
Yeah. But seems like you guys are on the right path. I'm hoping that she drops this man soon and goes back. Like, I think she's still going to school, but maybe has taken a hit in her grades because of all of the time that she's taken off.
True. I'm guessing it's like it's like a sunk cost fallacy kind of thing, right? Where it's like, oh crap, I got so far in, and now she's like, probably deep down, she's like, oh, I know it's best for me to get out, but she was maybe kind of just struggling with that decision. Yeah,
I mean, don't look at it as like, oh, I've spent so much time. Look at it as you got a bunch of awesome trips from this guy.
Yes.
And now you can leave that in the past and freaking, you know, go back to school, go work at NASA.
Yep.
Like, do all those things that you want to do.
That's it.
Maria caught Mike cheating with an even younger girl. She found messages of them spicy texting and evidence of her coming to their house. She confronted him and he denied everything, deleted all evidence, and tried to gaslight her into thinking she made it up. She was sleeping in the spare room until we met up, and right now she's staying on the couch in my apartment. Last night, she officially called off the engagement.
Whoa.
And both me and her have been receiving hateful messages all night. But you know what you can do all night?
What?
Listen to full episodes of stories just like this. Just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or iHeartRadio and search a Poke Storytime.
Darn tootin'.
Darn tootin'. But there is a little bit more to the story. Do you have any final thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, just plus, huh?
I do too.
Do you have any final thoughts, Riley?
Oh, go ahead, John. Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say just plus wanting again what you said, where it's like, hey, you never know what's going on. So just putting out that open invitation, like, hey, do you want to talk? I've just noticed these things and I just want to check in. I want to be there for you as a friend. What's up? And stuff like this could happen, you know?
Yes. I'm a little hesitant on still being her friend.
Absolutely.
Because I want to figure out this one thing. The second, what was her name? Maria?
Yeah.
Maria got money. She said, OP, you're too poor. How dare you do this to me? Blah, 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 blah. I'm going to need to find out if that came from a place of being bullied all the time. And they, you know, that's just what was being put onto her because of all Mike's daddy's husband's daughter's friends were saying.
Yeah.
Or is it actually her being selfish and a mean person? Because if that's what it is, I don't know, dude.
You're totally right.
I think that there has to be like a longer road to forgiveness.
Yes.
I don't think it's, like trust has to be rebuilt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's a great point, Riley. Like we don't know what I think sometimes when you grow up kind of in like insecure, like financial insecurity, there can be this kind of like personality change when you get that access to new money and stuff and desire for security. But that doesn't mean that she gets to treat you poorly. Yeah.
Again, it's like she treated you poorly and you are well within your right to being like, hey, like I'm just like not feeling great after that, you know? And also it's hard to trust, like, what if a similar situation happens again? Like, so I think, it's a great point, Riley. Like, OP is in no way obligated. I think she's doing the angel move right now.
Mm-hmm.
But I think even in the angel move, it still is going, like, just to make sure that your relationship stays healthy. I think that you guys should, I don't know, like move back in together and buy a gnome. And
84% of our audience says buy gnome and cash.
Buy a gnome, and then you guys can work through all of your problems together.
Yes.
It went down. It wasn't 90, but 16% of people want a registry item. Whatever. Have your $1,200,000 toaster oven.
Whatever. But there's a little bit more to this story.
Oh, let's see.
We're making a plan at the moment to help her cut ties with Mike, get back on track with college, and find a job again. I'm still mad at her for what she did to me, and it will take a very long time for our friendship to get back on track. But I am trying my best to support her. Again, thank you everyone for your comments and feedback. I'm really appreciative of it. While she still has a long way to go, I am happy to see that the person I knew and loved is slowly coming back.
Aww.
And some comments to finish it off. Cheshire 2050, you are a true friend to Maria. Good to see she knows that now. Historical Pen 2546, I suggest you don't trust her. She can say whatever she wants about her ex, but she chose to give everything up for money. It already showed what type of person she is.
Facts.
I think we can give people second chances, but I think we can still be wary.
Yeah.
You know, don't let the wooden horse into the city without checking the insides.
Who knows what's in there?
Yeah.
Riley, don't let the wooden horse in without checking the insides.
Yeah, agreed. Also, make sure your friend's not homosexual.
Also true.
Because she just got off of a place, and guess where she's staying?
With you?
On your couch!
Yeah.
Falls in love with OP. Whoa. Plot twist.
Plot.
Oh, Snorting Catnip says it's a sign from the universe before going too far deep. I mean, yeah, it seemed like Maria pulled out at literally just the right moment. Because if she had gone any longer and gotten married...
Could have been a lot more dangerous situation. Yeah, could have been stuck.
My friend doesn't want me in her wedding because I'm too fat.
Well, don't be in her wedding.
There we go. Ex-friend. I am using a throwaway because my friend is on Reddit. We are both 24 female and have been friends for 6 years and met in university. She is getting married this spring and did not ask me to be in her wedding party. I've tried to be okay with this because she said she had my best interest at heart. By the way, this comes from Lumpy, not a bridesmaid. And if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. She announced her engagement about a year ago. Right around the same time, I started experiencing symptoms that doctors still can't pin down. Basically, it's a lot of joint inflammation and pain, which is managed with medication, most notably oral steroids. Several months ago, she let me know that her cousin who lives 2 states away would be her maid of honor, and she would have no other attendance. Like no people at the wedding at all?
She's like, you'll get it. Well, I guess it's a small wedding?
Maybe. I mean, that's super small.
Like just you?
Pretty much letting me know that I would not be in her wedding party. Okay, so just the party. Okay. She said that it was a quote unquote family obligation and she didn't want to run me down too much with all the work involved in being a bridesmaid / honor attendant. Plus, she knows that I've had a lot of medical bills recently. In the months since, however, the reality is that I've been conscripted to help out with a lot for not being a bridesmaid. That is where it is wrong. That is where it goes wrong.
Can't be doing both.
Can't be doing both. I went to her to at least a dozen prospective venues. A dozen. I went dress shopping with her twice. Did a tasting at her caterer. I helped her address the save the date cards and invitations. Are you marrying her? Are you marrying OP? What's going on?
OP's doing a lot of work here.
No, it sounds like OP's like the partner getting married.
Yeah.
What the heck? I help design and will probably be asked to help construct centerpieces. The other day, I went to get my hair cut. My stylist is very chatty, and I mentioned to her that I was going to be a guest at a wedding soon and complained a little how much work I was doing for it. She told me a bit about her own wedding and one that she'd been in, and we got on the subject of being a bridesmaid and bridezilla behavior. I have a client who may be a bridezilla, she said. She didn't ask her best friend to be in the wedding because she got fat. She went on about this so-called bridezilla, and it became clear that she was talking about my best friend and me. I'm sorry, but that's like a weird way of really, that's kind of whack.
Why? You're doing all of this work and then you're getting crap talked?
Yeah, well, and then the hairdresser is like, oh yeah, I know this friend who, is being run around and the girl kicked her out because she's too fat. And then Opie's like, wait, you're talking about me?
Yeah, she's sorry. She's with the hairdresser and she's like, wait, is this story about me?
Yes. And it's like, dude, hairdresser, why are you piling on right now? Like, bro, can I not get a break?
Yeah, I am talking about you. Yeah.
Just be direct and be like, hey, it sounds like maybe your friend is pushing you out. Don't I don't know. That's so weird. I'm sorry. Opie says, I'm not surprised. This is a small town and I know that my friend goes to the same stylist. Okay.
Yeah.
I managed to keep it together until my appointment was done, but once I made it out to my car, I burst into tears. I felt crappy enough already with everything going on just to find out I'm no longer pretty enough to stand up with my best friend on her special day.
Well, she's ugly on the inside, so.
Boom. Got her.
You
Also,
shouldn't want to stand near her.
Again, to curiosity, we don't have 100% confirmation from the actual friend that this is true. This is what the hairdresser very weirdly communicated to her.
That's true.
Like
go talk to her directly before we believe everything that's been said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, the steroids have wrecked me even as they help my pain and inflammation. I've not so much gained weight as had fat redistributed in the most unattractive places like my face and neck, and my midsection is lumpy where it never was before. I'm on a low-carb diet, which is helping my weight be basically the same, but I've just about lost my previous hourglass figure, and I don't like what I see in the mirror anymore. I guess I can sort of understand that she doesn't want this body in her wedding pictures, but I thought our friendship was less superficial than that.
Well, she's superficial. That's not your fault.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just want my friends there.
Yeah, exactly. Friendship doesn't revolve around like fitting into some perceived looks,
In fact, if you're
good looks,
really true friends, one might be like, oh, hey, OP's going through all this stuff with the medication. It probably would make her maybe make her feel included and beautiful to be the bride of honor. Like, hey, we're going to pick out the special dress and kind of have fun, glam it up. I don't know.
Exactly. Like, I don't know. This is just awful. Like, this is also going back to OP's one of the only attendants, right?
She said,
or did I miss?
Friend said that there'd be like one person in the bridal party, I believe.
Yeah. Sorry, one of the only, bridesmaids, and it's like supposedly this is your closest friend, and yet you're talking about them in this way.
Yeah, dude.
I don't know, man.
Whack. At lunchtime today, she texted me. Basically, she threw out a pretty obvious hint that she wants me to throw her a bridal shower and a bachelorette party.
And I'd say, hey, I heard you kind of crap talking me.
Yeah.
I don't think I can do that anymore. I would love to have a conversation about that, actually, before I do anything further.
Yes. I'm curious what producer Dakota thinks. How you doing over there?
No, here's what I think.
What do you think?
I think if someone makes you feel bad because they're being ridiculous like this, don't go to their wedding. Oops.
Yeah. But I do think you should have a conversation with her because right now you're only getting secondhand
Yes.
information. Oh, no.
Stop caring.
Uh-oh. Wait. Shut it
No,
down. Shut it down.
No, but like honestly, if you're have the conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Get to the root of what's actually happening.
Mm-hmm.
So Opie says, so far, I've chosen not to pick up on the hint. My feelings are pretty hurt, but I am not sure how to say something, or even if I can, because I got the info from our gossipy mutual hairstylist who has no idea that she spilled the beans. Do I just suck it up and help where I'm asked without the honor of the bridesmaid status, quietly refuse to help anymore, or confront her and make her really uncomfortable less than 3 months before her wedding? And we have an update.
Woo.
But Sophia, of our 3 options, A, B, and C,
Yes.
what's your pick?
Wait, what are my 3 options?
Your
Again.
options are
Tell me again.
A, suck it up and help.
Yeah.
B, quietly refuse to help anymore. Or C, confront her
Confront
and
her.
make her uncomfortable.
Oh, who cares about uncomfortableness?
Yeah.
You're uncomfortable right now. Confront her.
If what she is saying is true, then it's like, okay, you've discovered that she is truly like not a friend and she's not
Yeah.
being kind to you. Or you discover, oh, it was some crazy, insane misunderstanding.
Yeah.
And it's actually all good, and here's why. And it's like, oh, okay.
Exactly. Yeah. She could have been like, oh, I never said that. You
Yeah.
know, like hairstylists must have heard something misheard. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like talk to her.
Talk to her. Just talk to her. See what happens.
Yeah, I think the hairstyle knows. The hairstyle knows.
The
Hairstyle
hair.
The
knows.
hairstylist.
The hair knows.
She knows.
She knows.
The hair is like, hey, I heard the secrets.
She's her hairstylist is the Rat King.
Oh.
Has all the secrets.
Oh, God. But we have an update. A lot has happened in the time since my last post. I held off on updating because I was hoping things would take a turn for the better between the two of us, but I don't think that that's going to happen. Anyways, I feel really stupid at this point because, as several of you pointed out, this girl has no idea what being a friend really is. I had scheduled drinks with my friend. We'll call her Ariel because that's her name, and I no longer care what she thinks. On that Friday, and I decided to confront her then on what our stylist had told me. I just said I'd heard the real reason I wasn't asked to be in her wedding was due to my appearance.
There we go.
There we go. The truth is out there. How does she respond?
Yeah.
You might be wondering.
I'm wondering.
Well, the first thing she did was get all defensive and ask, who told you?
Oh.
Who told you?
Who told you?
Who told you? Because I said that.
Oh.
Because, yeah, it's true. And I said
she's
that.
like,
to
who told you? I'm going to go
Why'd you make me so angry? Why'd
bully
you have to do
them.
that? No.
Yikes.
It took me a second, but that clued me in that she not only had said this, but had said it to more people than just our stylist. That's also true and insane. I said it didn't matter, but that I was really hurt by it, especially in light of how much help I was giving her. She said, I know you have like really low self-esteem, and I know you wouldn't want to be in pictures looking like you do right now. So I was going to put a very special thank you to you in my programs.
No.
Wow.
No, thank you. I don't need that. I won't be there.
A very special thank you. And it's like, hey, so shout out to OP who spent like 60 hours prepping for my wedding with me.
Yeah.
And I just like didn't make her a bridesmaid, even though we're supposed to be like old friends for 6 years.
Yikes. Yeah, no, I would not be. You know who she is. She admitted it.
Yep.
She didn't even deny it.
And now we move
Now we move away.
accordingly.
We run swiftly.
She put an emphasis on the was in I was going to thank you and her tone, and made it seem like she thought that she was doing me a favor. I wanted to talk about how it made me feel, but Ariel could not stop going on about who had told me. She just kept on about how people were so rude and had no concept of being told in what being told in confidence meant. Yeah, people are so rude.
People are rude.
They are rude to say an insanely insulting thing about a friend going through some medical stuff right now who actually really needs a friend
Support?
and support and love and a little confidence boost
And kindness?
and kindness.
Yeah, people are rude.
Who would
True.
have thunk that? And that whoever told me was a bad friend, not just to her, but to me, and that she was sure the person was just trying to stir up crap.
It's the crap that you put out there already. You put it in the pot.
You crapped it.
You put it in the pot, man. They're just stirring it.
Thou who crapped it, snapped it.
That's what they say.
That is what they say.
That's what they
It
say.
makes sense. Thank you, Dakota. She then said that she didn't have time for this and walked out of the bar, leaving $5 on the table for a $6 drink. Thanks.
Probably. Yeah, it's not even covered in tip.
Right? Also, send me the link to this bar because that is great prices.
That's cheap drink.
So I settled the check and I left. When I got home, I tried to check her Facebook page, and lo and behold, I am blocked.
Oh my goodness.
I texted a mutual friend to snoop the page for me, so of course I had to tell her what was up. She said, Jesus, she's vague booking all over. This is all about you. What is vague booking?
I don't know.
Is that like blocking someone on Facebook?
I don't know.
Nah, I bet you it's sending subs, subliminals.
True.
It's like posting about somebody and they're like, you're not saying their name.
Yes, that's got to be what it is. Classic Facebook behavior. She sent me screenshots of Ariel's statuses like, okay, whichever one of you rude witches can't keep your mouth shut about things that don't concern you, just unfriend me now because I'm done with you. And people call me a drama queen. I can't believe this is coming up 71 days before my wedding when I'm already so stressed out.
She's like, why are you bringing up the things that I said?
Oh,
Ah,
can you just like stop it? Like, oh my God.
in the past.
Oh, and there's more. When I find out who stabbed me in the back, they will pay. I promise you.
He was the hairdresser all along.
Dude,
You sound like Papa John over here being like, the day of reckoning.
In her salon, sweating.
just,
It's like, she goes to Opie in the middle of the night. She's like, I never said anything.
I didn't.
It wasn't me.
I didn't-
You hear?
You heard it here first, kid. This just in, it wasn't me. Johnson. Well, apparently this friend spread the word of my conflict with Ariel because over that weekend, I started getting a lot of texts from old college friends who filled me in on the truth. You see, she had told several girls that she would have asked them to be bridesmaids, but that she couldn't without asking me, and I wasn't in bridesmaid form, and it wouldn't be fair to just leave me out, so none of them could be bridesmaids. Wow. I have had long talks with one of the girls, Jessica, who said that Ariel has been talking bad about me behind my back about how I'm trying to take attention away from her, the bride, and how it's my fault that she wasn't going to have the big line of bridesmaids like she wanted. It is literally your own fault.
It's like being like, oh, why don't I have friends? I'm mean to everyone I talk to.
I don't get it. Explain it. Make it make sense and stop that. No.
Oh, P, explain why no one's going to be my bridesmaid. Also, F you.
Yeah. Why don't people love me when I like insult them and I like call them fat and then I like make them work and then don't come to my wedding? Like, why do they do that?
I just wish all my friends weren't so stupid and ugly.
That is exactly the energy
Maybe
she's
if you
giving.
were more attractive, my wedding wouldn't be ruined.
Oh
What do you
my
think about
God.
that?
So Jessica says that she's been sort of distracting herself from Ariel because she thinks Ariel is a user and treats friends horribly, and that, no offense, but I am unable to see that. She says Ariel is fun and interesting and can be really charming when she's getting her way, but when she's not, she's catty and mean. She said, I know you consider Ariel your best friend, but how much of that is actually geography? You weren't really best friends during college. I think you and I were actually closer back then, but before I moved to the big city, isn't it only because Ariel is still in little town that you think of her as your best friend? I think she's your nearest friend, but I think you have friends who are better for you that don't just live in little town anymore. And it's true.
It's true.
I have lived in my town my whole life. The college I went to is here, paid for by my parents. If I had chosen a different school, I would have been on my own. And while the vast majority of my high school friends went to university elsewhere, the friend who did go to the local school escaped to jobs in larger cities after graduation. I still live with my parents and work at my family-owned business. I guess I've been clinging to Ariel, who actually works in the alumni office of the university, because she is the only one left. Hey, man, sometimes you just be not having much friends, and then your friends are not the best friends.
Yeah, and then you got to go make new friends who are nicer.
I've had many a story of these crazy friends.
Friends, not all friends last forever.
That is true. I'm really close with my cousins who all work at the family business too, but it's not the same as having friends who are not related to you. Since that Friday, I've had no contact with Ariel and lots more with other college friends, especially Jessica, who lives in the largest city in our state. Apparently, since our altercation, Ariel has asked Jessica and at least 3 other girls to be bridesmaids.
Is anyone saying yes?
Hopefully no.
Yeah,
I think we need to like
"Ooh, you
boycott.
kinda suck.
We need to boycott Ariel's
Jessica,
wedding.
or Ariel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now Jessica's she's there.
I missed
She's there.
I missed the name.
It is okay.
Ariel.
Ariel. Okay.
Boycott Ariel.
You know what's not under the sea?
What?
Our friendship, because it's nowhere, because it's over.
I thought that was a lead into the CTA, but it wasn't.
Nope. It was just a comment.
It was just a comment.
Okay. Now, Jessica declined being a bridesmaid. Let's go. As did the 2 others.
Yes.
Jessica thinks the 4th girl will do it, but whatever. Jessica is downright disgusted with Ariel's behavior and probably won't go to the wedding at all unless something major changes by the time RSVPs are due. As I suspected, I was not sent an invitation.
Not a major loss.
Yeah.
He stinks.
That's a win. That's a win right there. Jessica thinks I should consider applying for jobs in her city and being more independent. I'd be close to premier doctors. I already know several people there, and Jessica says it's a great city for people our age. I'm just I guess it'll help with the medical condition. I was just caught off guard by it has premier doctors.
Yeah.
Aha. I just dismissed the idea at first, but the more I thought about it, the more I am coming around. While it may be hard to move away from the town I've lived in my whole life and my family, I think it would be good to get away from here. Jessica says that I could move in with her for at least a few paychecks to save up for deposits on my own place. I've brought it up as an idea to my parents, and I hope they'll be supportive if I go for it. I told my boyfriend about the possibility, and he was kind of whiny at first, which was understandable. But in the last couple of days, he has said it could be very positive, and who knows, he might move too. Ooh, little boyfriend movement action.
Move action. Okay.
Move with me, boyfriend. He lives in a nearby town that's just as limiting socially without the benefit of a small private university in it. By the way, if you want to go to the University of OK Storytime and get a PhD in pretty much hearing dang near every episode.
I
just
brought it home.
Said that. Go to Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and search OK Storytime and listen to 2,000 episodes, guys. I mean, it's literally endless content to keep you entertained for eternity. I don't know what else to tell you.
I agree.
But before I get into the end of the story, Sophia, I want you to break it all down for me. Like, what are we thinking about friend? Is this the right move? What are you thinking?
I think right now if you're in this small town where you've never really left, you're surrounded by people that you are comfortable with, but are not necessarily the best people for you. And it's proven. I mean, she doesn't seem like she's a very nice person. And you don't have to take that. There are billions of people out there just ripe for the friendship taken, you know?
Yeah.
So make the move. Go with your boyfriend. Try a new place.
Yes.
You know, go do make some new hobbies.
Yeah.
And you'll find people that you gel with better than Ariel.
I 100% agree. I don't want to ever like push someone into, if OP was like, I am such a family person and like was kind of clearly like my whole life is here and that's like what's important to me, I would be like, okay, don't do it. But it seems like OP's like curious and kind of like it's kind of dawning on her like, oh, like maybe I actually haven't had like the best pool available of like potential friends. And I think moving to a new city and doing stuff like that, it's always like there's always like a lot of growth, I think, in any friendship or any direction you look at.
Yeah, it's like if you're like, oh, there's no one to date for me in this tiny small town, move to a big city.
Leave.
Expand your options. And in the same way, you could do that with friendships.
Or you could settle.
Oh,
just find the guy with the most
Evil
money in your small
Dakota.
town.
Take
Evil
those
Dakota.
sunglasses off, sir. Take those
Evil!
sunglasses off.
It's the devil!
Okay, I'm back.
There we go.
Back.
Yeah, move out of your small town. It sucks.
Okay.
He's still evil. We need 0% UV protection before Dakota
We've
chimes
got good Ezekiel, and replacing good Ezekiel is evil Dakota.
in. There we go. All right, but we have the finale to the story. Are we ready, boys and girls?
Yes.
Let's do it. In the meantime, it's going to be long distance, but not terribly so. A bit more than 2 hours each way drive. That's not too bad. Next weekend, I was going over to stay with Jessica and her roommate for a couple of days to hang out and see what I think of the neighborhood. Even if I decide not to move, she says I can use her apartment when I come to see doctors.
Yay!
And you know what else was great too? I think she found a blossomed, much more blossomed friendship with Jessica.
I agree. Yeah.
Offering to give her a place and
Flowers bloom out of you know, the flames of your last friendship.
from the concrete grew a rose.
And now I assume we have to stall. My friend revealed a secret to me, and I want to expose it.
Exposed.
Backstory. 3 years ago, I moved to a new town and met my now boyfriend, James. James has a small group of guy friends, Martin, Paul, and Louis, that he made while at college or work. They all hang out together, and the girlfriends have all gotten really close because of that. By the way, this comes from Saphira Brightscales, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. Is that a reference to Aragon?
I don't know.
Saphira isn't Saphira the dragon? Yeah. 6 months after I moved here and started hanging out with everyone, a girl who used to date Martin moved back into town. Maria was really cool off the bat.
Another Maria.
We had a lot in common, and even though her and Martin didn't work out, she was still really close with the group. She'd grown up with Louis, and they've been best friends since they were kids. Since I wasn't clicking that well with the other girls yet, I started hanging out with Maria more. After a while, I noticed that her relationship with Martin was awful. It was just toxic. She couldn't get over him, and because of that, he would constantly lead her on. At one point, he even told her, "I'm going to hook up with people, and you need to be okay with that. But if you hook up with some other guy, I'm going to get pissed and find him." And that's when you break up.
Yeah.
That instantly turned me off Martin, and I found myself not really caring for his company when we went out. Why is your boyfriend friends with Martin?
These are the questions we need to be asking.
So a year goes by, and I've been there for her during her crappy Martin times, and so is the rest of the group. Why are we still cool with Martin?
Well, she is OP talking about comforting Martin's
Girlfriend. But why
Girlfriend?
is Martin still a part of this group?
I have no idea. Is he still is at this point?
Yeah, it seems like it.
Dang.
Although the guys are close, they could tell how awful Martin was being. Maria starts hanging out with the girlfriend and creates just a strong bond with Vicky, Louis's girlfriend, which Louis was really happy about because he wanted Vicky to like Maria and vice versa. All the girls are happy and hanging out, and all the boys are happy and hanging out. It seems pretty much perfect.
Okay.
Now, things have been going great, and Maria seems to be moving on from Martin until 2 nights ago when everything hit the effing fan.
Oh.
We were all out for my boyfriend's James' birthday. We were getting pretty wasted and decided to go out to a club, which was super rare for all of us. At some point in the night, I see Maria leave in tears.
Oh.
I followed her and found her outside just crying and saying she needed to go home. I offered to walk her out and get a cab. While we're walking, she apologizes and said that her feelings towards Martin got the better of her and she was jealous, watching him dance with other girls, and had to leave.
Oh.
Then, out of nowhere, she says she needs to tell me a secret.
A secret?
A secret. Over the past 4 months, she's been sleeping with both Louis and Paul.
Oops. Wait, and just to run it back, Louis and Paul both have girlfriends?
Yup, that she's friends with.
Ooh.
All the girlfriends are friends. And your boyfriend really knows how to pick them.
How are you going to get with both halves of that explorer duo? Louis and Paul. They discovered the West Coast of America.
You mean Louis and Clark?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Dude, how Dakota has turned into me in the past few days.
No, but I can't tell if that was a bit or if you genuinely mistakenly thought Louis and Paul.
We got him. That's our answer.
Because I'm worried.
That's our
Wouldn't
answer.
it be crazy if there was another set, Lewis and Paul, that went out at the same time as Lewis and Clark?
Yeah, Lewis and Paul, but they were going the wrong way.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were going the way everyone already knew how to get
Yeah,
to.
they're like, we've discovered America. And
we discovered the East Coast. Oh, wait. Did we land here when we first showed up?
They go to Lake George and they're like, we found the other side of the Americas. And everyone's like, that's just the lake.
We found a new ocean.
Anyway,
sorry, guys.
I was effing shocked. I was really wasted, so I didn't really know what to say to an equally wasted crying girl who just admitted to sleeping with 2 taken guys from our friend group. Just want to point out, she's gotten with 3 out of the 4 friends. High likelihood she's gotten with the 4th.
Oh, which is OP's boyfriend. Oh, no. You're right.
I told her we'd talk about it later and focused on getting water, food, and getting her home. We've barely spoken since, which I chalked up to being really hungover yesterday. But what the F do I say to her? She's been one of my closest friends here, but she's been helping 2 of her friends cheat on 2 more of her friends. I mean, she hasn't been helping them. She's cheating. She's cheating on her partner
She
with
has
them.
assisted them.
Yeah. I'm not only really disappointed and angered by this, I'm worried that she'll try to come for James. I trust him, but now I don't trust her. I thought Lewis and Paul were stand-up guys, but now I'm disgusted by their part in all of this.
Yeah.
James has been cheated on before and has a 0 tolerance for cheaters. I'm torn on whether to tell him to warn him about Maria. But I also don't want to ruin a friends group that has been going strong for the better part of a decade.
Can I just say real quick?
Yes, say it.
He doesn't want to be friends with cheaters, but he's totally fine with the friend that's like, oh, I'm going to go hook up with other friends. You should be okay with it.
Literally. Like, does he know about that? Because presumably it seems like freaking Martin has been very forthcoming about, what he thinks.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It feels like your boyfriend is very lax about his who he lets be his friends.
Or he doesn't know, to your point.
Yeah. In which case you need to go. I mean, I think regardless, you need to go to your boyfriend now.
Yes.
Because you don't know Maria anything. Like, she's your friend, but your loyalties are to your partner.
Yeah.
And you go to your partner and say, hey, I heard this thing from Maria. I wanted you to know, and I think that I am going to tell the girlfriends, but I wanted you to be the first to know.
Yeah.
You're my partner.
Yeah. And like she's like, as he should. He's like, I don't want to like associate with cheaters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do I say to Maria? What do I say to James? Do I tell Lewis and Paul's girlfriend? I'm so effing confused. Comments.
Here we go.
Comment 1 says, Maria put you in a crappy situation by telling you this secret. Personally, I don't think I could feel comfortable holding this secret in, and I'd tell Maria that either she needs to come clean with this secret or that you'll do it for her. Then move on from this mess of a friend group. You aren't the one ruining the friend group. Lewis and Paul ruined it when they decided to cheat on their girlfriends with Maria.
That's facts.
OP says, it's a terrible situation to be in. I'm also afraid of getting some sort of, I don't believe you backlash. But I agree with you, and I think I need to tell Maria that she needs to come clean. Comment 2, before you make a decision to do anything, be very, very sure the secret you heard was the actual truth, not the wasted storytelling of a heartbroken, messed up girl. If you're confident Maria is on the up and up about her affairs, it's time to decide if these are people you really want to be around. I personally wouldn't want to be in the vicinity when this all hits the fan. I'd be telling Maria I can't and don't want to be in the eye of a hurricane infidelity. And if anyone asks me why I'm distancing myself, I'm going to be honest. Basically, Maria throws your cards out onto the table because I'm not keeping your crappy secret for you.
Yeah.
I'd also definitely be telling James. He's your primary relationship out of this bunch of clowns. Don't risk him thinking you're hiding things from him for the sake of a pack of liars and potentially cheaters. OP says, I don't know how to really check this without accusing people and bringing it to light. During the reveal, she did talk about the times when it happened, and they make sense, and were pretty awkward, suspicious occasions. I'm going to tell James tonight. He deserves to know what's going on, and I hate keeping secrets. He'll probably have some good advice on how to go about getting this problem out of yard. I mean, these are his friends, so he should be, manning the ship on this.
Yeah. I do like the point of go to Maria and say, hi, I'm gonna tell your friends or I will,
Mhm.
because then that does at least like again or protect OP from them being like, oh, stop ruining it for the friend group. Blah, 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 blah.
Absolutely.
Which, like, again, it's like they ruin the friend group, but it is annoying
Yeah.
to deal with people badgering you with that.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, I think it's yeah. Start with your boyfriend and then go to Maria.
Yes.
Update.
Here we go.
So after reading and responding, it didn't take me long to figure out that I needed to talk to Maria and potentially talk to the other girls. I did talk to James first, and he was very upset at all parties involved and understood my want to try and back out of the friend group as it's about to implode. So that was good. I've been super busy this week, but I've managed to text Maria and get together with her last night since James is out of town for a few days. We sat down, and I just straight up asked her about what she told me the other night. She started crying and said that it was true. She slept with both Paul and Lewis, which sucked to hear that it wasn't a wasted lie, but I knew better than to really believe that. She did, however, say that it only happened once with each guy.
Which means it didn't count.
Because they could only happen once. I wasn't a repeat offender
It was,
with the same person.
yeah, dude. It was like the story the other day where she's like, oh, I didn't cheat. I just did other stuff.
I did other stuff leading up
No,
to
I
it.
basically just stubbed my toe, and it was a complete accident.
I thought you were going to say something. I thought you were going to take that in a different direction.
No, just the nature of the event was very like, oopsie. That's all it was.
I brought up how she said it's been going on for the past 4 months, but she said that it happened once with both of them over the span of 4 months, and that she's been feeling guilty for the past 4 months.
Like, we weren't hooking up though every day for 4 months.
It was like once a week.
Ugh.
She's like, I only hooked up with him once every day.
once a day.
I don't know if I believe her, but it really doesn't matter because she still slept with 2 guys in committed relationships while being in a committed relationship herself.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess once is better than repeatedly. I mean, she did repeatedly sleep with other people.
Yes.
I let her know that I didn't appreciate how little she valued her friendship with the girls and how I didn't trust her around James because of her actions.
Mm.
I told her that she was being destructive and needed to get help from a therapist to sort some stuff out. She agreed without question and said she's in the process of doing that. She knows she's acting terrible and she's been drinking a lot more. I was glad to know that she was at least trying to better herself. Then I told her that she needed to tell Vicky and Emma. She was very hesitant and defensive, but I told her that she'd want to know if she was in their shoes. I told her the best way would be to talk to the girls and then tell Paul and Lewis that she talked to them. By the way, you can talk to us.
Oh.
If you listen to full episodes with stories just like this, just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and iHeartRadio and search about Storytime. We may not talk back, but you can keep talking.
But we do sometimes.
We sometimes do if you talk in the chat.
Yeah.
But there is a little bit left to this story.
Oh.
Do you have any final thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I think we need to just get away from this friend group.
Freaking greed.
I
man.
think this is just absolutely way too much. Everyone's like, oh, well, no.
No.
Everyone's sleeping each other. Everyone's cheating
Yeah.
on each other. Go have fun doing that. I'm going to go have fun being away from you over here.
Greed.
Yes.
Because this is egregious.
Ooh.
Yeah, no, I think that to OP's point about like wanting to get out before this all implodes. Honestly, I feel like you can kind of and just like text the girlfriends and say, hey, I heard what went down.
Yeah.
Want to be there for you guys. Don't support the boyfriends in this situation.
Yeah. You can still have so far they're presumed innocent
Yeah.
from this. So maybe you could continue the friendship with them.
She's nervous and scared because she knows she's about to get a lot of hate. Well, she shouldn't have done what she did. I told her I'd go with her when she tells the girls so I could be a mediator because I know Vicky is going to go mental. Also, because if she decides to back out / not show up, I told her I would tell them the information I knew and let them decide. But then after that, I was going to distance myself from her and the group so she can get help and the others can figure out their problems on their own. She thanked me and we had have set a lunch date with the girls for next week. I already know it's not going to go well. I mean, how would that conversation ever go well?
Right? Yeah.
How would that ever go well?
Oh, I just like love that you like slept with my boyfriend. It's like so great.
Thank you so much for telling me the truth. I really appreciate that.
Right.
You should be like, you should break up with him. He wasn't that good.
See, I agree with that. That's not even evil.
That's just real.
I won't update that conversation because it's just going to be a lot of hurt and anger. But I am confident that after the lunch, I'm going to be spending a lot more time with James and finding a new hobby / bookstore / sport to find new people to hang out with because this was just too much.
Amen, sister.
And that is the end of that story
Whoa.
and the end of this episode.
No.
Say it ain't so,
Saying ain't so.
but it is so.
Oh.
So, if you love us, make sure to subscribe.
We love you.
And see you
tomorrow.